Welcome back to the channel guys, and yes guys, it's RIP to Jaguar, where of course they have completely gone on to complete one of the worst possible rebrands, if not the worst possible rebrand of all time, where they have completely chucked out their iconic and legendary logos and swapped them out for what is literally a complete proper massive downgrade in every way imaginable. I mean, first off, they properly chucked out the legendary and iconic face of the Wildcat for what is literally a rip-off or a complete 2.0 variant of the Larsen and Toubro LNT logo, and as you guys can see, it's literally same but different. And to top it off, I mean, they've properly caged up the Jaguar, they properly mirrored the leaping Jaguar as well, and well, on top of that, they've properly completely changed the font of the Jaguar logo, which also looks, well, not gonna lie, the previous ones look much more cleaner. But guys, what the hell is this logo? I mean, this is succeeding the iconic face of the Wildcat of the Jaguar. I mean, how in the hell is this even a worthy replacement? And if you thought that was the worst part, the main reason they are doing all of this, i.e. the complete rebrand, is properly being done in light of Jaguar themselves fully pursuing an all-electric future. And well, if you thought that was the worst part, here's the part that really rubs it in. They have completely forgotten every single bit of the pure British racing history and pedigree, and the complete proper pedigree and enriched history which Jaguar itself boasts, which is something that not even every other marquee can even talk about, forget even boasting. But on top of that, they have properly forgotten every single bit of the history and the proper pedigree and the proper pure regal British elegance that Jaguar itself reeks of. And to top of that, it properly has been completely done to a complete bad extent. I mean, they have properly forsaken the proper legendary icons of the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and all the way towards the new generation. And well, that said new legendary generation ends right here in 2024, which, if you ask me, is right when Jaguar has officially died. I mean, they are the ones who crafted some of the most beautiful road cars and track weapons at the same time. And to properly name a few, the legendary D-Type, which won the 24 Hours of Le Mans 3 times on the trot, all the way from 55 to 1957. And of course, the homologation version of that being the XKSS, which on its own is even more beautiful to the eye. And of course, one of the most proper staple cars that comes to mind whenever you say Jaguar, i.e. the E-Type, the very car that made Enzo Ferrari himself stop in his step and look in awe. And he himself has said that it is pretty much the most beautiful car ever made, and pretty much the most beautiful car ever made in the entire world. And well, for Enzo Ferrari himself to say that itself means that you cooked, and by you I am referring to Jaguar. And well, all of these guys, all of these cars, and of course more of these iconic models, some of them being the Mark 10, the XK120, and of course through and through some legendary race cars through the 80s and 90s, the XJR9, which of course won Le Mans in 1988, the 24 Hours of Le Mans altogether, with a complete proper long tail design and a V12 on its own. Further on, the XJR12, which once again won the 24 Hours of Le Mans in 1990, and of course once again a complete purebred track weapon with a V12. And on top of that, another proper legendary race car, which also properly went out to become a production model, which was also the first ever road going fully carbon fiber bodied production car of all, i.e. the XJR15, which was also a complete iconic race car. And well, more of these guys, all the way from some of the most legendary supers to some of the most beautiful coupes and spiders through the old gen. And of course, it doesn't end there. They were the ones who crafted some of the most baddest of the baddest saloons for some of the most baddest villains of all time. I mean, the XJR, the Mark 10, some of these, and of course these two are key examples of the complete baddest of the baddie mobiles of all time. And through they've crafted some proper road going track weapons as well, the Project 7, the Project 8. Through a record-breaking supercar itself being the XJ220. That on its own was a proper legendary car and a proper monumental feat for Jaguar. But of course, they have progressed through all of that, and they have properly evolved the other way around, where they have completely forsaken every single bit or every single piece of the complete proper foundation that was properly laid for Jaguar to become the iconic brand that it was. Yes guys, for Jaguar to become the iconic brand that it was. Yes guys, as I said, that complete proper dynasty of Jaguar being a complete elegant and a proper legendary and iconic British brand ends right here in 2024, where of course they have completely forgotten every single bit of history for the so-called motto for copying nothing or whatever the hell it is. And of course guys, the complete logo on its own, either new font in which the Jaguar logo has been changed to on its own, is completely a piece of crap, and I'll tell you why. Because every single letter other than the letters G and U are quite literally in lowercase, so it's quite literally J in small, GU in capitals, and of course AR once again in lowercase. I mean, what kind of stupid as design is this, and what kind of executive completely approved of this, guys? I mean, they're literally digging their grave at this point. And on top of that, they are apparently moving away from cars, and as you guys can see from Chris Harris's story on his own, where as you guys can see, Santino Pietrosanti, a leading Jaguar brand executive, has backed efforts to push the century-old company in a new direction despite fears it could alienate traditional customers. Oh, you don't say, do you? He said in a speech at an LGBT awards event last year that Jaguar was transforming the brand away from cars to new ways of thinking and embracing the full spectrum of human potential and creativity. Huh? I mean, are they forgetting that they are literally one of the most enriched automotive marquees of all time? I mean, they're literally saying right that they're gonna embrace the full spectrum of human potential and creativity. What the hell is this? Is this some proper self-help organization? Nothing, of course. I don't mean an offense to that, but in what way is this a good thing in any way? They're literally moving away from cars. The one thing that properly drove the complete influence that they had, the one thing that properly got them the audience and the proper iconic status, that they have properly revoked in every manner imaginable by pulling such a move. And well, I mean, guys, what is this in any way? This is complete bullshit. And of course, as I said, the complete commercial or the complete way in which they properly announced this move on its own is pure rubbish. And well, as you guys can see, what in the actual hell is this, guys? Is this some wannabe fashion brand launching a new clothing lineup? No, this is Jaguar, for Christ's sakes, the ones who properly crafted some of the most beautiful road cars and some of the most beautiful track weapons of all time, the ones who properly made Enzo Ferrari himself stop in his step and look, and say the words, "This is the single most beautiful car ever made in the world." Now that is something that stands for a very big reason, and they on their own have properly gone to that extent, and they have fallen so low. And well, on its own, it's as they say, the higher you go, the harder you fall. And well, this is quite literally the complete proper meaning and the complete proper signification or the complete significance of that. And on top of that, it is quite ironic because the complete leaper, or as they would call it, the leaper, has been properly mirrored the other way around, and that proper logo on its own is actually meant to signify that Jaguar always progress forwards. And well, for the fact that they mirrored it the other way around, subtle foreshadowing, eh? And well, guys, this is quite literally why Jaguar have done themselves in. And well, frankly, it is their own wrongdoing, and it is literally self-inflicted damage. And well, for the fact that they are literally facing a lot of abuse and they are literally being mocked on social media and on the internet, what the hell else did they expect? They are quite literally taking a crap on their very own rich heritage and pedigree, all for the sake of, what was it? Properly preaching human potential and properly encouraging human potential and creativity. I mean, I'm all for that and properly helping in all such aspects, but not in a way such that you properly, completely revoke the very thing that brought you to the very iconic status and the very legendary status that you have been living at for the past couple decades altogether. And well, that's exactly what Jaguar have done. And well, they are literally reaping the very seeds they have sown. And well, with that stupid quote or motto or whatever, copy nothing as they're calling it, they can literally just take it and stick it right where the sun don't shine. And well, guys, this is quite literally, we are very much seeing the proper downfall of Jaguar taking place, and they have quite literally wiped every single post right off of the face of their Instagram handle, and only one post exists, and that is the stupid ass fashion commercial, or that's exactly what it looks like. I mean, in what ways does this seem like a complete automotive marquee to you guys? I mean, if you ask even a general person, they will not think that this is a complete commercial for a complete automotive marquee, let alone for the fact that it is one of the most legendary and iconic brands of all time. And well, what was once an iconic and legendary brand. And to top it off, they are properly bringing out their new concept or vision concept as it is, and here's a sneak peek that Carvo have provided. And well, didn't know they started making air conditioning units so soon, but nevertheless, December 2nd is apparently when we will get to see Jaguar's new air conditioning unit. And well, let's see, obviously people will mock it, including myself, of course, so of course stay tuned for that video. But nevertheless, it's RIP to Jaguar, and well, frankly, they deserve it. And well, guys, although it is good riddance to see Jaguar properly go down the very proper grave that they themselves have dug for themselves, it is nevertheless a very sad and unfortunate sight to see one of the most legendary and iconic marquees go out in such a sad way. I mean, they have literally properly revoked every single bit of the history and pedigree, all for the sake of a complete proper all electric future. And nevertheless the downfall begins, but nevertheless we will always, us true petrolheads will always remember Jaguar for the iconic brand that it was, and for the iconic and legendary and beautiful supercars and road cars and race cars that they made and properly achieved some monumental feats with. But nevertheless the downfall begins. And well, what do you guys think on below? And well, thanks for watching guys. Remember to that sub button and click the bell to ensure don't miss out on any future videos. Thanks for watching guys. See ya.